everybody. This is Chris McCabe. I'm one of the co-organizers of the Seller Velocity Conference, which is coming up soon, May 1st and 2nd in New York. Talking with Chris Ortiz of Payability, one of our sponsors this year. Thanks so much for supporting. How you doing, Chris?
Hey, Chris. Doing good, doing good. I can't complain. It's a Friday. Just happy to be here with you. Just got back from Vegas, so just catching up on everything.
Right.
Pretty much.
Right. I think the two of us might both be done with Vegas for the year, it sounds like. So shifting our focus and our gaze to New York City with Seller Velocity coming up, sooner than later, probably sooner than we think. But we've known and worked with Payability for quite a long time. Now's an interesting time to talk about cash flow. It's always a good time to talk about cash flow. But now in particular, for anybody who goes to these events, looks on LinkedIn, has conversations with other people in the industry, FBA storage fees, hot topic right now. Ad costs are rising for most of the brands that we work with. What kinds of questions do you expect people to ask you when they come talk to you at our event in New York? What are the kind of, one or two main things that you're hearing from people now?
Yeah, so to be honest, right now in the space, it seems like it's a really interesting time in the space, just with like a couple of trends that I've been keeping up with in terms of like a lot of people are looking to do like live selling on Amazon. There's like live selling on TikTok Shop.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like, Temu and TikTok Shop are, starting to take up some ground here in America. So, I feel like Amazon has a lot of pressure right now. And,
Mm-hmm.
The way that they're kind of dealing with it is just kind of weeding out some of the sellers that maybe they don't want to work with, maybe by adding these fees and whatnot.
Right.
So, it's just a really interesting space right now. And Walmart is also coming into the picture as well. So I think that some of the sellers that I typically run into nowadays, they're really just asking me about, like a lot of them is just how to kind of keep up with these fees that Amazon is, coming out with. A lot of them are really interested in our new product, which is free access, so
Right.
we kind of reworked, our whole, pretty much like our whole way of servicing our customers.
Okay.
And it seems like it's really working, especially like you said, with all these additional fees.
Mm-hmm.
We want to make it really simple for them, and we want to make it, as easy as possible to use our service.
Good idea, because I think people are scrambling a little bit right now. And when you're talking to people about things like the fees, do you think it's like kind of annoying? Oh, another fee, like they always do this, like they're kind of irritated by it? Or are you hearing like more panic this time because of the announcement of multiple fee changes?
Yeah, so I really think, Chris, that right now the whole environment really and the whole economy is really just really focused on, just higher interest rates and, just higher fees all around. So people are really panicked when it comes to home buying, when it comes to like, services. So with us, that's exactly why we offer a free option now where, if you just use our seller card, our Visa seller card, the program is completely free. So, we're just trying to keep up with the economy and also with our sellers as well, and understanding their pain points and, just trying to shape the product to be as useful as possible, especially considering, all these changes that are happening with Amazon and just overall with, with the e-commerce ecosystem.
I feel like I've heard less about inflationary economy concerns. I know they're not gone. I know what's going on with interest rates, but has that ebbed a little bit in 2024 from last year? Because you don't hear about it as much. I don't know if that means anything, but some economists and experts are saying that inflation didn't get as bad as they expected. Cost of living is higher, of course. But in terms of running a business, running an Amazon business, do people kind of express to you that they think maybe it's easing up a little bit and now that will free them up to make some additional choices?
So what I would say is that a lot of people come to us because they don't want to incur like additional debt. So, they don't want to take on maybe like another loan, or they don't want to, continue using their credit card. So what I would say is that, from like different reports I've read, it seems like, credit card debt is at an all-time high. People are like struggling to keep up with the cost of living. And that is something that, that makes us more attractive, I guess, that you're really just getting your money, ahead of time. You're not really borrowing or, taking on like a huge loan or anything like that.
Right.
So it just feels like to me like people are getting used to, I guess, the new way of living, or like, just rising cost of living,
Hmm.
and they're just trying to figure out ways to just pretty much stay afloat, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And what about ads? Ad costs are going up quite a bit. We don't cover the ad space so much, but when I go to events like the Prosper Show or our Seller Velocity conference, I know it's going to come up quite a bit. Do you end up getting into those conversations where people are like, "Well, our ad spend is X% higher than it was this time last year"?
Yeah. So for us, it's mostly like the inventory question, I guess, because that's really like the main thing that people look for us is really just to be able to buy inventory more fast, or like just replenish their inventory. With the ad spend part of it, it does come up, but it's like not one of those
Okay.
like main topics that they talk about. But as you said, though, I think as the fees continue to rise,
Hmm.
it is going to continue to be a concern. Um, so it's really interesting just to see, like, even like like you said, like the shipping fees and the ad
Inventories.
fees,
Yeah.
inventory
Hmm.
fees. It really just seems like Amazon is trying to like just really kind of weed out like the sellers that maybe they don't want to work with,
Hmm.
and the sellers that still find it valuable to sell on Amazon, they're not going anywhere. So it's kind of fair to say that Amazon could charge them really any fees, and they'll still stay there.
You mean like smaller or newer brands and um, just having so many difficulties that they scale back and they
Yeah,
marshal their
yeah.
resources in a different direction instead of investing more in Amazon.
a
Um,
hundred percent. Yeah, I
the
even
math
have
doesn't check out
sometimes
anymore. Yeah,
it doesn't check out, and I even have some people that they come to us and they're just saying that they can't continue to sell without access to their cash every single day.
right,
So even something as little as 2 or 3 weeks can make a big difference in whether a business survives or doesn't survive,
right.
especially nowadays.
That's what I figured. I mean, generally speaking, brands who, if you're listening to this and you don't already have a ticket and you're thinking of coming and you're a smaller size brand, we're by no means discouraging you from coming,
Yeah, not at all. Yep.
seller velocity tends to attract, higher 7-figure, low 8-figure, low to mid 8-figure brands, some 9-figure brands. So, for them, it's more of an irritation that the fees go up, but they're not changing too much. They're plowing ahead
Yeah.
with Amazon. For smaller 7-figure brands, it's definitely a challenging environment. So you want to have conversations with multiple service providers, right? Payability among them, about how you're going to manage not just cash flow, but your investments in additional SKUs, whether you're doubling down or holding off. Like those are all key decisions to make when you're facing these, financial challenges from elsewhere in the system, which from this, in this case, happens to come from Amazon itself, and also the fear factor, right? Like maybe you can tolerate the fees right now, but do you actually know when there's another increase coming? Is it later this year?
Yeah.
Is it early next year? Like we don't really know that. And it's like a
Yeah.
cloud looming out there.
And that's exactly correct, Chris. It's not to deter any smaller sellers. It's just more for the smaller sellers to be focused on when is the right time to grow, when is the right time to scale. Sometimes, with any business, you may scale too quick. It's just to take things into consideration in terms of like the full picture, and where you want your business to go. And so, it's really just assessing, like, you know, if you just want to sell on Amazon, maybe if you want to, sell on Walmart or sell on different marketplaces just to, limit your exposure.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I always recommend, to maybe have one or two different marketplaces that you're selling on, so that, you just don't have all your eggs in one
Yeah.
basket.
Hedge your
Um,
bets. Yeah.
exactly. Yep.
Yeah. Do you guys, I mean, this is a kind of a tougher question, which you don't have to answer today. Maybe you can answer this in May at the conference.
Yeah.
But do you feel pressure to innovate quicker with new offerings and products just when the environment becomes this kind of pressure packed like it would be for some small businesses?
Well, yeah, we definitely are working on some things, behind the scenes right now. I'm really excited about. It seems like the whole, service provider industry for Amazon is really just going forward with like AI,
Mm-hmm.
with different iterations and with different products, and even there's companies coming together and whatnot. So I think that it's important for us to always, in the technology space, to always try to be a better. a company, better product, to service our customers better. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, but it's still in the works. So I'll keep you updated as more things happen. But one of the things I can say is that we're looking to tokenize the seller card, so
Okay.
so people can use it really everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So we're really trying to be a part of the daily life of our sellers, and just trying to make it easier for them to access their funds right away, because we know that that makes all the difference, and
Right.
and how they grow their business.
Right. Great. Yeah. Anything else that you'd like to? Do you have any other anecdotes or any particular success stories you wanted to leave us with today in terms of,
Yeah.
big wins you've gotten with certain clients or in certain situations?
For sure, yeah. So what I can say is that I've had clients that were doing maybe 5,000 a month in sales, and I've seen them personally grow to like 100,000 to $150,000 in sales, using our products. So these are always cases that I can personally attest to, that just having that cash flow there for you, it does really make a difference, especially when you have an opportunity that may come up, or maybe a supplier is having like a sale or something like that, and you want to jump on that opportunity. But just as much as we help the smaller sellers, we also it's an important tool for a bigger seller to have as well.
Mm-hmm.
I've helped sellers that do $1 million a month as well, and they see the value in our product as well. So it's really just about uh how you can see yourself using that money, and just having that vision of what it can do for your business.
Great.
And with any product really that you're or any tool that you're using for your business, it's always that same question, like, how can it help your business grow?
Yeah, and it's good that you have the versatility to go between the newer seller, smaller 7-figure brand,
Mm-hmm.
but also the people doing $1 million a month, right?
Exactly.
And doing low 8-figure brand business on Amazon.
Exactly. Yep.
Well, thanks again, Chris, and to everyone at Payability for supporting Seller Velocity. One last time, if you're listening to this and you haven't yet gotten your ticket, we have many service providers who will be sponsoring this year and who will be there in New York, again, May 1st and 2nd in New York. Join us. And thanks again for coming on and talking with us, Chris. I'll see you soon.
Of course, Chris. I'll see everybody soon at the conference. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Take care.